Hey, what's going on, foul players? It's been a couple weeks since I touched base with everybody. Um, it is early October. I think it's the 10th, 9th or 10th of October, 2023. Wife and I took a little trip up to Canada for 10 days, see the fall colors and that stuff. Saw a few ducks, saw some mallards, and actually some black ducks up in Nova Scotia, which was very, very cool. So, but I should have got a T-shirt while I was there that said, all I went to Canada and all I brought back was this nasty cold, which is why today's episode is sponsored by Hall's Cough Drops. But getting back in, we got back yesterday. I'm out here today. I've got a laundry list of things that need to be addressed very soon, because in less than 2 weeks, we're going to be in here shooting ducks, or at least trying to shoot ducks anyway. So you might notice I've got a load of dirt behind me. I got about half a yard of fill dirt. You saw me shovel some of this before, and at the time, I was filling my sled up, dragging it across there. I was able to float it across the hole and do it like that. Gosh, golly, that hurt. But since I've kept this hole dry, I can now drive my four-wheeler all the way up to where I need to dump it. So really all I got to do is dump it in the sled, drive it across there, and if I don't overfill it, it's pretty easy to just lift up one end and dump it all in. So I'm going to set you down. I'm going to start shoveling some dirt, and then I'll catch you up in a little bit as we see what we're working on today. All right, today, project one. As you know, I've struggled to get this plug to hold. We didn't pack it in good enough. That didn't help us. But it's leaking around the sides. It leaks out around here where there's old root holes. There's a hole there. I don't know if you can see it. That if water gets in that, it'll probably drain out somewhere, right? So I've got to figure this out. A couple years ago, it didn't matter because the beavers had the whole dang creek high. It was just, this was all flooded anyway. But I'm going to work on dumping this dirt. I got my first load here. I'm not going to show you all of it. I'll show you before and after pictures. But I'll save the rest of that fun for myself. But I'm going to try to fill this in. I guess I'm going to do it on this side. I don't know. I've got half a yard, and I look at it, and that stuff doesn't go as far as you think it would. So I may end up getting another half yard. Whether I do that today or tomorrow is yet to be seen. So I'm going to start shoveling some dirt. Like I said, I'll show you before and after. And we'll see what happens, and then I'll move on to the next project. Well, a half yard of dirt was not enough. I just got back from the dirt store and bought a whole nother yard. About 2,000 pounds, right? So that's a lot for a half-ton pickup truck. Anyway, I don't know what before and after. Maybe I can show a little before here, a little after. I can drive a four-wheeler across it now, just barely, but I guess that's something. Trying to pack it down just by foot. Interestingly enough, when I start packing down the edge, a lot of it just starts squishing out with the muck that's already there. Thought that was a wood duck. But so anyway, I got a bunch more. I put about, I don't know, sorry for all this sniffling. My European strength Sudafed is wearing off. But I put like 5 or 6 loads like this. This is about as much as I want to pull across there. I think the four-wheeler can pull more, but I have to tip it up to get it in, put it in place. That's what I'm doing. I'm dragging over and tipping it up. So it gets harder the more I put in there, obviously. So anyway, I'm going to put another couple of loads so that I can comfortably drive the four-wheeler across here. And I'm going to start filling it up on the other side. And let me explain my thinking here. I've talked about how the roots and stuff will get in here and kind of go around, let water sneak around. I'm trying to build a big enough plug through here that I can stop that, right? It's not so much just like a wall, if you will. It was just plugging up the, I don't know what you would call it, porousness or whatever of the soil around here to see if I can't get enough of it in there. I think leaving this open is a mistake because then it just finds a way around it and that causes erosion. So I'm going to put, like I said, 2 or 3 more loads on this side so that I can shore it up more and drive the four-wheeler across it. And then a whole bunch in on this side as well. And I'll have 7-8 feet of surface area across there. Hopefully that'll be enough where it'll get in there and hold water. We'll see. What little is, there's not much. What little is there now is being held out. But I just have to keep after it. So again, not going to make you watch. So when I get done, assuming I don't fall over dead, I'll show you what it looks like. Well, I thought I'd take a break here, let the old four-wheeler cool down. She's starting to get hard to start, dragging all this dirt around, and show you a little bit about how I am doing some prep work to get ready to flood the bean hole. So, as you recall, I didn't plant it here this year, even though there's rice. I've actually got a second crop of rice that came up. So it grew, it matured, it dropped seeds, and it's growing again over there, which is pretty crazy. But anywho, this is all naturalized, as you recall, right? It's mostly barnyard grass, a little bit of rice that came up volunteer, some Japanese millet that came up way too early to be useful to us. So it's all naturalized, not planted. Naturalized habitat can be manipulated for waterfowl hunting. That's crucial. If I had planted something in here this year, I would not be able to do this. So keep that in mind. So what am I doing? Originally, I had said I was going to get the old billy goat brush hog in here and mow it all down. Then I got to thinking, and if you saw me a couple weeks ago, I said, well, if I get a big flood in here, it's just going to wash all this duck food downstream. I don't want that. So what I decided to do is just push it over. So I originally said I was going to take a 2x4 with a rope handle, and I would just kind of walk through and stomp it all down, and I may still do a little bit of that. But what I've been doing is, as I'm dragging dirt over to fill in, you can see I've got the sled behind the four-wheeler with probably 100 pounds of dirt, maybe something like that. And I'm just dragging it. And you can see I've been through this area maybe 3 times. You can see how it's laid over really, really nicely. There's a little ditch right in there, but everything's dry, so I can drive. Heck, I could probably drive my truck through here right now, but I flat a tire. And you can see over there in front of the blind, which is where I was going back and forth multiple times before I got enough dirt in there that I could drive the four-wheeler across. Now I can make a loop. So I'm coming in this way, making a loop with the dirt, pushing it down. And I probably won't get it. I'll probably say my last load of dirt just to do more of this. But I'm just kind of going through here a little bit at a time, coming through, and I'm pushing down. I think it's going to work good. Some of it will spring back up, but this barnyard grass is done. Watch this. I come up here, and I bet, yeah, I don't know if that's coming through, but I can shake it. And look at that. The seeds I just barely run my hands across it. And those seeds come off in my hand, right? So look at that. That's all natural duck food right there. So when I'm hitting this thing like this, I'm hitting it, I'm knocking it over, running it over with the four-wheeler. It's scattering that seed everywhere, and the ducks are going to eat it. So fingers crossed. Hopefully, I'll get this flooded tomorrow, start running the pump tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I don't know. We'll see if I get this done today or not. And then wait for October 19th, I think. Probably won't hunt that day. That's a Thursday. But I'll be ready. So here we go. Getting it pushed down. Another path through there. It's getting good. I'm ready. That's what 1.5 yards of dirt looks like. Estimate about 3,000 pounds. So if I do before and after, I'll try that right now. The shots of earlier today, what that looked like, and then what it looks like now. It's a lot, honestly. Another yard or more. I'd love to see it go several feet more each way. Just more filling in this ditch. But I'm going to leave it like this for now. Cross my fingers it works. If it does, and reason why I'm not just going to go all in right now and put more dirt in it, is because if this works okay, I'm probably going to pull it all out in the spring and put in some type of a real water control structure. I don't know. I got to think on that. That was always the plan, but the creek was much higher now. The creek has not gotten high enough over the last 2 seasons. I mean, except in a flood, right? The creek has not been high enough to be a consistent source of water. I've had to pump the last couple of years. So maybe I just leave it like this. If it works, creek doesn't come up. Beavers have got to fix a dam down here. And there's another one up there that allows it to flow into a swampy area on the other side of the creek. They really have to fix both of those dams before that gets high enough. So I've always said that, but maybe I won't mess with it. It's just if this works, leave it alone. And maybe the worst I have to do is every you know, summer, fall, whatever, fall, I come in and I dump another $16 worth of dirt. It really wasn't that bad, all things considered. So that's what it looks like right now. And, you know, we'll see what happens. Well, the bean hole's ready to flood. As you saw, added dirt, mushed it all down with the four-wheeler and a sled full of dirt. And I think tomorrow I'm gonna come out here and fire up the pump. Got my 5-gallon can attached to it. Sucker still runs after being completely submerged last fall. Get out here and put 5 gallons of gasoline through it, which will overflow this hole, but I don't care. That's good. And wait, I got just over a week. Today is Tuesday. Thursday next is when duck season opens for 3 days. We'll see. So that's all for today. I'm beat. I'm whooped. I'm worn out, and I'm tired. So I'm going home. All right. Appreciate you guys for watching. Don't forget, give me a subscribe, thumbs up, comment, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And as always, I am a very tired Bruce, and you're watching Foul Play Outdoors.